Staff Sergeant Claire Mitchell was on routine perimeter watch when the emergency call shattered the silence. SEAL Team Bravo commander down, pinned by heavy contact, immediate backup required. What happened in the next 47 minutes would save a life, change military protocol, and set in motion a love story that began with gunfire and ended with wedding vows. But here's what the official mission reports won't tell you about the blonde ranger who charged into enemy fire to save a stranger. Before we continue, tell us where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the She Force Tales channel, and how that stranger became her husband 5 years later. The blazing desert sun beat down on forward operating base Mitchell in the Karangal Valley as Staff Sergeant Claire Mitchell tightened her gear and checked her M4 rifle for the third time that morning. Her blonde hair was secured in a regulation bun beneath her helmet as she maintained the weapon care ritual that had kept her alive through 3 combat deployments in Afghanistan's most dangerous territories. Claire had served 5 years with the 75th Ranger Regiment, leading a squad responsible for perimeter security and rapid response across forward bases throughout the region. Her position demanded constant vigilance since enemy fighters repeatedly probed American defenses, searching for weaknesses to exploit. Mitchell, give me a status report on Sector 9, called Sergeant First Class David Torres, the platoon sergeant responsible for base-wide security. All positions manned, sensors active, no contacts in the past 6 hours. Claire responded while completing her inspection of the defensive positions her team maintained around the clock. The Rangers had built their reputation through decades of special operations requiring soldiers who could survive and succeed independently in hostile territory. Claire had joined the Rangers because she wanted to serve where individual skill and courage determined the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure. Her preparation had been relentless. Advanced marksmanship, small unit tactics, mastery of specialized weapons, plus the mental conditioning required to operate under extreme combat stress. Beyond training, Claire had developed the instincts needed to make split-second decisions when standard procedures offered no clear solutions. All squads, maintain alert status. We have friendly special operations running missions in Sector 15, Torres announced over the communications net. Stay ready for emergency support requests. Claire understood that Spec Ops teams often pushed operational limits and sometimes needed rapid assistance when engagements spiraled beyond their control. Rangers filled that critical gap as the quick reaction force whose timely intervention could transform potential disasters into successful extractions. The distress call erupted suddenly at 1,324 hours, broadcasting on emergency frequencies reserved for the most urgent situations. All available units. This is SEAL Team Bravo. Our commander is down with critical wounds, heavy enemy contact, immediate reinforcement, and medical evacuation required. Claire's squad was maintaining their defensive perimeter when the desperate transmission cut through their radio traffic. The broadcast indicated that American Special Operations Forces were fighting for survival and needed instant backup from any available unit. Mitchell, get your squad ready for immediate deployment, Torres ordered. SEAL Team Bravo is requesting critical support, and we're the closest unit capable of reaching them. Claire had trained extensively for this type of rapid reaction mission during her 5 years with the Rangers. Emergency reinforcement of special operations required regular infantry to transition instantly from defensive positions to direct combat, often in unfamiliar terrain with minimal planning time. Squad, check weapons and ammunition. We're deploying to support special operations under fire, Claire told her team with calm authority. This is live combat, not an exercise. The hasty briefing occurred while Claire's soldiers prepared for immediate deployment. Intelligence indicated that SEAL Team Bravo had been conducting a classified operation when they encountered a significantly larger enemy force position in terrain, providing substantial tactical advantages. Team Commander Lieutenant Commander Ryan Carter is severely wounded and unable to maintain command, Torres reported quickly. The team is trapped under intense fire and cannot extract without assistance. Claire absorbed the tactical details while conducting final equipment checks. Combat deployments required soldiers to carry everything necessary for fighting and survival, since resupply during active engagements was rarely possible. Her loadout included 240 rounds for her M4, 8 fragmentation grenades, essential medical supplies, and communications equipment needed to coordinate with other units. Mitchell, your squad forms the assault element, Torres added. Push into TH. Mitchell, your squad forms the assault element, Torres added. Push into contact area, suppress enemy resistance, and secure SEAL extraction. The mission represented everything Claire had trained for during her Ranger service. Rapid deployment supporting elite units, engaging enemy forces directly, and accepting responsibility for keeping Americans alive when failure meant dead soldiers and devastated families. Squad, mount up. We're bringing our people home, Claire ordered, leading her unit toward waiting helicopters that would transport them directly into a firefight where a SEAL commander's life hung in the balance. The flight to Team Bravo's location required 18 minutes across mountainous terrain riddled with potential anti-aircraft threats. Claire studied tactical maps during transit, understanding that successful rescue demanded flawless coordination between multiple elements operating in terrain favoring defensive positions. 3 minutes to landing zone. The pilot announced over aircraft communications. Be advised, hostile forces remain in direct contact with friendly units throughout this sector. Claire could hear gunfire intensity increasing as they approached, clear evidence that SEAL Team Bravo remained engaged in combat, and that risks were equally high for both pinned operators and incoming Rangers. Squad, execute according to training, Claire told her soldiers as the helicopter descended towards approach. We establish fire superiority and extract our people. Professional execution, no unnecessary risks. The helicopter touched down in a small clearing approximately 180 meters from Bravo's last known position and immediately drew fire from insurgents occupying elevated positions throughout the surrounding hills. Claire's squad exited under fire, establishing a perimeter while assessing the battlefield situation. Contact front, shouted Specialist Rodriguez. Claire understood that successful extraction required eliminating the enemy force trapping them. Attempting withdrawal under such intense fire would result in casualties the injured commander could not survive. Squad, we're punching straight through, she declared, making the critical decision that could either save Bravo or cost her Rangers their lives. The assault required advancing directly into enemy fire while maintaining tight coordination to prevent friendly fire incidents once fighting reached close quarters. Claire led the charge, providing suppressive fire and maneuvering with precision that systematically broke insurgent strongpoints through aggressive action. Her personal performance during the chaotic engagement demonstrated the close combat skills her training had developed. She eliminated 5 insurgents with accurate rifle fire and disciplined movement as her squad fought through enemy defensive lines toward the SEAL position. SEALs, this is Ranger Rescue Element, Claire called out as her squad penetrated enemy positions. We're coming for you. She reached Lieutenant Commander Carter and found him conscious but critically wounded, suffering multiple gunshot wounds requiring immediate surgical intervention. Commander, I'm Staff Sergeant Mitchell, 75th Rangers, she said while quickly assessing his injuries as her squad established defensive positions covering the extraction. Sergeant Mitchell, Carter answered weakly. My men are pinned and I can't move. You need to get them out. Sir, we're extracting everyone, and that includes you, Claire replied, applying emergency medical treatment to stabilize him while directing the coordinated movements necessary to extract both teams. The withdrawal demanded perfect timing between helicopter support, her squad suppressive fire, and coordinated movement, keeping the entire force advancing toward the landing zone under enemy pressure. Claire personally carried Carter to the evacuation aircraft, ensuring his wounds didn't worsen during the high-stress movement. Medical evacuation inbound. 30 seconds out, she called, managing the final phase while her squad maintained fire on enemy positions. All personnel were successfully extracted without additional casualties, and Carter received immediate treatment that saved his life and enabled full recovery for continued duty. Mitchell, that was exceptional leadership under fire, Carter told her as medics loaded him into the helicopter. You saved my men and my life today. Claire's rescue exemplified exactly why the 75th Ranger Regiment ranked among the most effective rapid reaction forces, proving that conventional infantry could successfully support special operations when led by soldiers possessing exceptional skill and courage. 5 years later, Claire received a phone call from a voice she instantly recognized but hadn't heard since that firefight. Staff Sergeant Mitchell, this is Commander Carter, came the familiar tone. I don't know if you remember me, but you saved my life during a rescue 5 years ago. Of course I remember you, sir. How are you doing? Very well, thanks to you. I was hoping you might want to join me for dinner sometime. I owe you more than I could ever repay, and I'd like the chance to thank you properly. That invitation developed into a relationship neither Claire nor Ryan anticipated when their paths first crossed in a combat zone. They discovered shared values, common experiences, and mutual respect forged under the harshest conditions imaginable. Their connection deepened gradually, built on trust established when Claire risked her life to extract Ryan from battle. Both understood the costs and demands of military service, creating a foundation that transcended the typical challenges faced by civilian couples. 4 years after that first dinner, Lieutenant Commander Ryan Carter and Staff Sergeant Claire Mitchell were married in a ceremony attended by SEALs and Rangers, the same comrades who had survived the mission that brought them together. The wedding proved that sometimes the most powerful love stories emerge from the darkest moments, written by those who believe protecting others justifies any sacrifice. Claire had saved Ryan's life by charging into enemy fire without hesitation. Ryan had saved Claire from the isolation that often shadows military careers, providing the partnership that strengthened both of them. Their marriage represented the union of two warriors who had demonstrated courage under ultimate pressure and found completeness in each other, making them more effective in continued service to their nation. Some rescues save lives, others save hearts, demonstrating that love can flourish even where survival remains uncertain and character is tested through sacrifice. Claire Mitchell had executed a mission that recovered not only a SEAL commander, but also her future husband. The firefight that connected them taught them that the greatest battles are fought for one another. Their wedding day proved that those who fight together can stand together, and that love forged in war creates the strongest foundation for lasting marriage. Claire and Ryan continued serving their country, but now together, demonstrating that military strength lies in people willing to sacrifice for others. The rescue had saved a single life. The love that followed enriched two lives and built a partnership serving American interests for years ahead. Sometimes the most important missions bring people together rather than driving them apart. Claire Mitchell had shown that Rangers remain always ready, whether the mission requires extracting a SEAL commander from death or building relationships that sustain careers devoted to service. The 5 years between rescue and wedding proved that bonds forged under fire can endure a lifetime. Love had found its way even amid war, and their story became proof that the most vital operations are sometimes the ones that unite hearts destined to beat as one. The wedding proved that sometimes the most powerful love stories emerge from the darkest moments, written by those who believe protecting others justifies any sacrifice. Claire had saved Ryan's life by charging into enemy fire without hesitation. Ryan had saved Claire from the isolation that often shadows military careers, providing the partnership that strengthened both of them. Their marriage represented the union of two warriors who had demonstrated courage under ultimate pressure and found completeness in each other, making them more effective in continued service to their nation. Some rescues save lives, others save hearts, demonstrating that love can flourish even where survival remains uncertain and character is tested through sacrifice. Claire Mitchell had executed a mission that recovered not only a SEAL commander, but also her future husband. The firefight that connected them taught them that the greatest battles are fought for one another. Their wedding day proved that those who fight together can stand together, and that love forged in war creates the strongest foundation for lasting marriage. Claire and Ryan continued serving their country, but now together, demonstrating that military strength lies in people willing to sacrifice for others. The rescue had saved a single life. The love that followed enriched two lives and built a partnership serving American interests for years ahead. Sometimes the most important missions bring people together rather than driving them apart. Claire Mitchell had shown that Rangers remain always ready, whether the mission requires extracting a SEAL commander from death or building relationships that sustain careers devoted to service. The 5 years between rescue and wedding proved that bonds forged under fire can endure a lifetime. Love had found its way even amid war, and their story became proof that the most vital operations are sometimes the ones that unite hearts destined to beat as one.